What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about when we will see gameplay for Hogwarts Legacy. Now, I do want to open this up by saying this. I know there was gameplay in the trailer. I don't want to be like those people, there's even people on Twitter that said, that tweeted at them and said, when are we going to see gameplay? And they said, like, how do you know we didn't already see it? So it's not like I don't know that, okay? I'm not saying, like, we've never seen gameplay of this game before. What I mean is, like, are we going to get, or when will we get, like, a deep dive into this game? And also, again, maybe what we could actually see from that. That's what we're going to discuss in this video. Really quickly, and I know I do this every time, but if you guys have not already subscribed here and you like this Hogwarts Legacy stuff, please subscribe. Please hit the bell icon. Goes a long way to helping this channel. Almost at 40,000 subscribers. Super, super exciting. Do all the other social media stuff. I have a Discord if you guys want to join it. Twitter, Podcast Now 15. You guys can follow me there. And a second channel, Podcast Now Plus, which, by the way, I'm active on all of those. We have a lot of fun on every single one of those, okay? So let's go into this. Look, again, there's gameplay in the trailer, and I like it. I really like what we've seen from it. It gives us a little bit, to be honest, it gives us some more knowledge than I actually thought we would get, right? Because, well, like I said, we've hypothesized, Quidditch, we've thought about, dueling, stuff like that, and we actually got to see what seemed like, again, a very brief glimpse of Quidditch in the trailer. We got to see basically a duel against, like, a dark wizard, right? So we are getting to see some of these things, but they're not fully fleshed out. In fact, the leak we got 2 years ago in terms of the actual gameplay was a little bit more fleshed out. Remember, we had like the character creation screen. We had, I think, the actual like button controls of like the spells and stuff like that. So we did get some stuff in terms of the leaks. Now, I would assume, by the way, because people had asked me this when the game was announced, I do think those are true. I don't think that they like backed out of those kind of things. I think the trailer really backs up almost everything that we got from those leaks. And then anything that the leaks, had shown us that we didn't get in the trailer, I feel like it's still canon. Is that the right word? I still feel like it's actually part of the overall game. But now, again, what I'm looking for, let's go over what I'm looking for first. Pretty much, to be honest with you, like a Gotham Knights thing. Gotham Knights announced at DC Fandom, right? They had, I think it was like a 3.5-minute trailer, set everything up, fantastic. And then right from there, which I honestly didn't know, I wanted it, but I didn't know if we were going to get it. We had, I believe, an 8-minute gameplay, okay, where we got Batgirl, we had Robin, we had basically like a side villain mission quest, okay, that wasn't complete, right? We started, it seemed like in the beginning of it, and we ended it almost defeating Mr. Freeze, but we were in the middle of the overall quest line, so we know that he's not actually going to get defeated there. So that's what we got. I would like that for Hogwarts Legacy. The thing is with Hogwarts Legacy is you could really show us anything, and to be honest with you, I would be completely fine with it. And because they do have so much they could show. You could have a 5 to 10 minute presentation of just walking around Hogwarts, and I would have zero problems with that. You know what I mean? Show me around town. Give me the grand tour. Show me the people that are just hanging out. You don't have to talk to anybody. You could just walk around. Literally, you could just walk around, interact with the things that are happening at Hogwarts. You could, again, have a section where you talk to some people. You could have a section where you duel. You could have a section where you go to a class. The opportunities are, and when I think about it, we do have to be careful. And I did see people say this. What if we're getting our expectations too high? I do want to have a video specifically on that. But for now, I am really more excited for this game than almost any other game, maybe of all time. And that could be setting myself up. But here's the deal. I think that that's fine because I know where my mind is at. I know I'm probably way too excited. That's going to be something we have to probably just adjust as we get closer to the game when the game comes out. So we're not saying this is the worst game of all time. But why? Well, it just didn't meet my very high expectation. You know what I mean? So that's what I would want. Honestly, just give me a 5 to 10 minute presentation. You could have Quidditch. You could have a dueling section. You could have a mini game where you brew potions for all I care. Give me something where we get to see. But I mean, in all honesty, I guess what I would want is I want to see as many mechanics as possible. Yes, there's things that you keep hidden, okay? Even mechanic-wise, there's maybe aspects of a game, certain things you could do. I know people were asking, like, and I've even asked, right, how dark can you go? Could you eventually, say in this game, do like a Vada Kedavra? Could you do that? I think maybe you will. But is it something maybe you unlock, like, really late on down the line? Well, obviously, you're not going to show that. I also don't want to see the very beginning. I don't want to see the end. Just put me in a Hogwarts situation, or Hogsmeade, give me something, Forbidden Forest, whatever, and do whatever you want. show me a couple different aspects of the game, whether it's exploration, whether, again, it's like classroom stuff, whether it's dueling, whether it's the fantastic beasts in the game, right? Whether it's talking to your classmates, building a relationship, whether it's maybe talking to a teacher. I mean, whatever it is, give me I listed, I believe, 6. I'm sure we could come up with, several more. Give me like 3 of 6. Give me like half of what, I said. I would be completely cool. And by the way, I do think we're going to get that. The question is, when? When are we going to get that? Well, that's a good question. and honestly, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't give you an exact answer. But no, I do want to reach into my gloating pocket here to say, look, I'm not an insider. I'm not a leaker. I give a lot of predictions on this channel, right? I talk about a lot of leaks. I talk about a lot of rumors. A lot of things I'm right on. Some things I'm not. I think I have a better track record than not. And I also, you could say, do I get lucky? All that stuff. Bottom line is, I got a lot of things right when it came to Hogwarts Legacy. Were some of them luck? Yeah. Were some of them me taking very educated guesses? Yes. So let me walk you guys through my headspace of what I think could be coming for Hogwarts Legacy. To be honest with you, it's harder to predict Hogwarts Legacy than it is to predict any other, in my opinion, Warner Bros. Game. Now, I guess we could stretch it out to any game in general, but with Warner Bros., the thing that I've been saying, and people have been asking, like, when will we see Suicide Squad again, okay? The thing that's easy with that is I can tell you right now, no problem whatsoever, and I will be right with this, we will not see Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League again until after Gotham Knights comes out. But why is that? Well, it's because they're both in the DC universe. You don't want one competing with the other, I guess not counting DC Phantom, right? That was necessary. That's what they decided to do. Just in the same way that I even argued, do you really want all 3 of these games? Remember when I said, could Hogwarts, why would this game be announced with the other 2? How do you kind of do that, right? Which one do you put more energy in supporting? Which one do you kind of promote more? Especially because Hogwarts Legacy, at the time, I guess Harry Potter RPG is so different. It's a completely different game than Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad, but it's all Warner Bros. Games. And again, that's something we do have to be careful with. So what's the timeline? A timeline is very important in terms of even release structure in order to figure out the gameplay. Well, Gotham Knights, I still do believe comes out very early 2021. I would say February, March, somewhere in that range. I'm still sticking. I've been saying this for like a year. I'm going to stick with it. I think this with Hogwarts Legacy is going to come out fall of 2021. I feel like September, October, somewhere in that range is when this game is going to release. I feel like for Warner Bros., now we know that the habit with them is they normally, in a normal situation where the world isn't messed up, they normally announce their game and releases like 3 to 6 months later, okay? What they did with Suicide Squad and what they did with Hogwarts Legacy is not normal for them. It's post, the thing that went around the world, okay? It's a world that's completely messed up, and so Warner Bros. Is messed up, and they're like, well, normally we wouldn't do this, but we're going to do it now, maybe to instill some hype in people. Maybe I think in Suicide Squad's case, it was also to just say, okay, look, Rocksteady's been quiet forever. Here you go. For Harry Potter, for Hogwarts Legacy, maybe kind of the same thing, right? We know it was one of the world's worst kept secrets, although a lot of people doubted us, right? This community where a lot of people said this game isn't real, but we all knew it, but probably isn't coming out again for another full year. But they said, hey, we'll give it to you. We'll give you the trailer for it. I would say we're probably in a waiting game of around 4 to 6 months. What's hard, though, is Gotham Knights kind of gets in the way from that. I understand people saying they want to see gameplay at the Game Awards. They want to see gameplay, though, for everything at the Game Awards. And honestly, like I always say, and I will I'll make a specific video as we get closer talking, because maybe it changes. Maybe my mind changes. Maybe we see something that changes. But here's where I stand right now is Jeff Keighley's Game Awards is good for like 2 to 3 big announcements. Maybe in a year like this, it's good for a little bit more. So let's say 5. I'll say 5 or 6. But in all honesty, that's still only 5 or 6 big things. Hogwarts Legacy is a big thing. And so if they have 5 other things, I don't know, I don't know how much you can stack it. And beyond that, again, this is a different game than Gotham Knights, but Gotham Knights does come first. So I do wonder if, especially Warner Bros. In general. So what do we know? Well, Warner Bros. Also has Lego Star Wars, which I guess doesn't matter too much to this discussion. And they also have Injustice and obviously in Suicide Squad in 2022. Those are some of the games. We also know like a Middle-earth game is most likely in development at Monolith. I think they wait for Gotham Knights. So I will say that I think much like Suicide Squad, this is a bold prediction, I think they may wait until Gotham Knights comes out, or at least until the new year. I don't think we'll see more of Hogwarts Legacy in 2020. I want them to prove me wrong. I've been right with them for a lot of things. I want this to be a case where I'm wrong, but I just don't think we're at the point where we need, even where we actually need to see all of this stuff. If the game is like October of 2021, we have a while. We have a full year of waiting for it. But if Gotham Knights, say, comes out in February or March, you show Hogwarts Legacy again, March, April. Well, now, second half of next year, again, that's going to be the game you focus on. Maybe it's a Middle-earth game as well. Maybe they start to show Suicide Squad again. Maybe they start to show the next Injustice. But Hogwarts is going to be that game that they really, really push. Honestly, if they want to go back to what they did in the past, right, where they're very quiet about it and they only show it right before, I wouldn't even be surprised if they don't show us anything until E3 time next year. Now, if there is an E3 next year, if there's not, I think they'll just do it on their own. And again, I think they would probably still do it sometime in the early to mid-summer, much like we kind of thought they would this year, only actually for sure next time. Okay, because I think if the game comes out in October, you would probably need to show us at least something on it. And you could say, well, they could show a very small snippet of it and show it over the next couple months. They could, but I think like a really big thing, like maybe they showed for Gotham Knights, there's a reason they showed that much. I mean, we're late August at the time that happened, August 22nd. They showed 8 minutes of it. If it comes out in, say, February, that's 6 months later. Okay, so I feel like that's kind of in the area we're thinking of. So if it comes out in October, then we're looking at April if we're saying 6 months. So I do think sometime in the spring makes the most sense. Although, again, if they want to go back to their old habits, Warner Bros. Games, then maybe they will wait until maybe like the summertime, maybe around E3. I mean, it would be kind of cool because if there was an E3 and they wanted to go to it, like they were going to go to this past year, they could. They could show a huge gameplay segment of Hogwarts. They could show Suicide Squad again. They could show Injustice. They could show a new Middle-earth game. They could go crazy. They could go really, really crazy. It would probably be the best conference out of all of them, including Sony and Microsoft. So, guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? What are you expecting to see gameplay-wise when we do see it? And when do you think we'll see gameplay? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And like I said, we have a couple other topics I want to get to that I have in my mind. I've seen a lot of your own suggestions, and I will definitely get to those as well. We got a lot of fun times coming. Even if we have to wait around a year for this game to come out, no big deal. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.